Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. If this is your first time to my channel, I'm Violet and I hope you consider subscribing. And don't forget to click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. So today I'm going to share with you how I made these beautiful, three easy DIY fall signs. So the first one we're going to make is this leaf fall sign. And what I'm going to use is one of these wooden fall sign or wooden leaves from Dollar Tree and 4 painter sticks. I'm using some Waverly chalk paint in the color Antique Wax, and I'm just dabbing it on with a makeup sponge around the edge of my leaf. Now I do this because I like to make it look darker towards the ends and then lighter as you go into my leaf. But again, you can paint this any color you like, whatever fits your decor for the season. So what I had left on my sponge, I basically just brushed it on to my leaf, and that's how you make it look a little bit lighter towards the interior of your leaf. Set that aside, and next I grabbed a piece of cardboard and then also one of these scrapbook papers that you can get anywhere, is basically at Michael's or anything like that. I tend to get these whenever they're on sale or on clearance and just save them for different projects. I used some spray adhesive to glue and attach my scrapbook paper to my cardboard, and as you can see, the cardboard is cut to size, except I did make a little bit larger towards the edges, and that way I can glue on my painter sticks on that little extra piece of cardboard on each side. And the way I attached my painter sticks was with some glue, and all I used was my hot glue gun for that, but you can use any kind of glue you like. So do that to both sides, and once you've done both ends, go ahead and flip it over and do the same thing with the other 2 painter sticks. Now I decided to glue again 2 painter sticks towards the front of my sign and then 2 on the back. But that's completely optional as well. If you are going to hang this and it doesn't bother you to have just 1 painter stick, feel free to use just 1 painter stick. But I might hang this and I might just leave it kind of leaning on one of my shelves. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that it looked even and more finished and polished towards the back as well. So I decided to go ahead and add that extra painter stick. But again, that's completely optional. And if you don't have painter sticks, you can use rulers from Dollar Tree as well. Sometimes they have the 2-for-1 rulers and they're wooden. So you can do that as well. So once you're done attaching both of your painter sticks from the front and back, go ahead and grab any kind of ribbon or rope that you want to use to hang your sign. Now I wanted a little bit thicker than just 1 strand of jute twine, so I just doubled mine up, and all I did was kind of twist it together by just knotting the edge and then just twisting it together. But you can use, again, any kind of rope you want, jute twine, ribbon, or even some nautical rope would look really pretty as well. So once I was done twisting it, what I did was make sure I had the front side up, and then I inserted it in between each one of my painter sticks. And then once I figured out how long I wanted it and what way I wanted it to look, I went ahead and pulled out that rope and just added the glue right onto the rope and then inserted it right in between both of the painter sticks again. And now when you're done doing that, do that to both sides, and then you can add a little bit of glue at the end of your painter sticks and then kind of push them together if you want to do that as well. So this is the way it looks. So this is adorable. You can add any kind of sign or fun picture in the middle if you like. You can even add maybe a clothespin and add a personal picture in here in the middle too. So that would look really pretty also. But again, I wanted the leaf style. So what I did was just grab my leaf, add some hot glue, and glue it right to the center of my frame. And here you have it, an adorable sign. Now I went a little bit further and decided to use one of these metal or tin wordings that you can get at Dollar Tree as well. And usually they come 3 in a pack. This one just says welcome, but there's all kinds of different wordings now. So especially in between each one of the seasons, you can get different ones. I decided just to use the one that says welcome, and I just used hot glue and glued it to the center of my leaf. So next, what I did was I'm using some of these of stovetop covers, and I used the smallest one. All I did was give it a light spray paint of white paint, and you don't have to do that. I just wanted to make sure that once I did paint this, I didn't want the picture to seep through. In my case, it was the rooster. And then once I was done with it and it was completely dry, I measured out the center of my round tin and just put a little dot, and then I put a dot about an inch away from the center on either end. So in other words, I just made a little 3-inch stencil, you could say, right in the center, and all I'm doing is adding some painter's tape to cover up that little area because I want to make more of a candy corn style. So I wanted to make sure that it was a little bit even, and I had enough space for all 3 colors. So once I added all that tape and made it the size I wanted for the center part, I went ahead and used apple barrel yellow, pumpkin orange, and some white as well. And all of them were from apple barrel. And I started painting. Now the white paint, I painted the top part, and I just gave it one light coat because it was spray painted white. I just wanted to make sure it had that texture of it when you do brush on to this tin. Next, I went ahead and brushed on my yellow to the bottom part, and I made it a light yellow. You can completely customize this to the colors you like. Once I was done, I set it aside to allow those 2 colors to dry. Then I used my Cricut to actually make this stencil, which says trick or treat. And this is one of the free ones. So feel free to use it as well. Or if you don't, you can use stickers. You can use a stencil from a printer that you printed on a computer. So there's different options if you don't have the Cricut. You can even, if you feel comfortable with your handwriting, write it onto here as well. So once my yellow and white were dry, I went in and removed all my painter's tape and started painting the orange in the center. And I wanted this more of the pastel lighter colors, so I didn't, I only basically did 1 layer of each coat of one of these paints. So once you're done, just go ahead, and I'm using my heating tool to make that process faster so it can dry up. Once it was all completely dry, I went ahead and stuck that sticker that says trick or treat into the center of my sign. So I grabbed some nautical rope and just glued it on to the edges of the top part of my sign. And just adjust it and fix it to the size you want. So I decided to go ahead and add a little bow to the top of my rope for this sign. And here you can see I was just kind of playing with different ways of doing it. So I ended up just grabbing some of that vintage lace rope ribbon and also this decorative fall ribbon, both from Dollar Tree, and just made a simple bow and glued it to the top of my nautical rope. So for our 3rd and final sign, I'm using one of these signs that you can get usually every season, just different wordings. This was an old Easter one. Flipped it over and painted it black. And I allowed it to dry and gave it 2 good coats of the black paint. Once it was all completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and glue this broom onto my sign. Now this broom is one of the larger brooms from Dollar Tree, and they come 3 in a pack. I believe there's another package that's a little bit smaller, which would work as well too. So what I decided to do was go ahead and remove some of the brush or head part of my broom because I wanted it smaller in order for it to fit on the sign. Then I grabbed some of this glitter orange ribbon and glued it right around the top part of my broom. And you can design and decorate your broom any way you like. Again, this is completely optional. You can even leave it as is. I just wanted more of that festive, fun colors on here, but you can surely make this more farmhouse as well. So as you can see, I used the same orange glitter ribbon and just cut it in half to make 2 little bows. Then I'm going to grab some of this black ribbon, and I just made a larger bow. And now I'm going to start stacking and gluing all my ribbons together to form one big bow. Once I was done with that, I glued my bow onto my the top part of my broom. And this is just a fun sign, something that I just want to have right by my kitchen. I have like a table that I call it my Halloween table, and I wanted a sign on there, more of the Halloween tones and styles. So that's why I decided to make this as well. So here I'm just adding one of those glitter vase fillers, and I decided to go with one of the lime green ones. So next I went ahead and stenciled out and printed on my Cricut. It says, if the broom fits, ride it. I just thought that was a cute saying, so I ended up just printing that out, and I'm gluing the broom right in the center, but you can glue it anywhere you want, on the sides or in the very bottom. It's up to you. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put half of the wording on the top of my broom and the other half on the bottom. So I felt like it needed something a little bit more on the top, so I just went ahead and I'm using the same orange ribbon, that glitter one, and I'm also using some black glitter ribbon and just forming a bow, and I'm going to glue that to the top of my sign. I think this is a really adorable and cute sign that you can put even in your office. I think it's something really cute you can put in front of your door, or in your home, anywhere. So I'm again just gluing my bow together, and I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the top of my sign. And instead of putting nautical rope or the jute twine to hang this sign, I'm going to go ahead and use some black ribbon just to tie it all in and make sure that it looks all cohesive. So I went ahead and just grabbed a piece of the black ribbon, inserted it to the opening, and just double knotted the top part in order for me to hang this. And there you have it. 3 easy fall signs that you can use. So which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay blessed. Bye.